afternoon, everyone, and thank you for joining us. We are very glad you can be here today. We have found these live briefings to be effective in sharing communication with students, with parents, and with our employees. Today, we will hear from President Balls, we will hear from Dean of Students, Wes Brooks, and we will hear from our Provost, Dr. Wendy Hilton Morrow. So let me start and let me introduce to you today, President of the college, Steve Balls.
Good afternoon, and thank you for tuning in. I want to share my deepest appreciation with our campus community. We have really pulled together to meet the challenges of this fall. The Augustana campus community continues to amaze me, make me proud in the way that we showcase what it means to be Augustana strong. Now, we still have 6 weeks until Thanksgiving, and we know that early success can lead to complacency. And with COVID, complacency will lead to failure, jeopardizing our ability to continue live classes through Thanksgiving. Let us pull together to avoid complacency at Augustana College. What do we need to do? The relentless wearing of masks truly matters, and I see it happening throughout Augustana College. Serious focus on good sanitation of our hands and workplace matters, and I again see it happening at Augustana College. Social distancing is critically important, and gatherings must stay small, and that is what the Augustana College community has done in the past weeks. And importantly, let us achieve 200% compliance with social distancing, good hygiene, and wearing of masks. The first 100% is being vigilant ourselves, not making exceptions. The second 100% is encouraging our friends and all around us to continue to wear masks, stay distanced, and gather in small groups. The good work to this point must and will continue at Augustana College. Keep up the good work, students. Keep up the good work, faculty. Keep up the good work in the dining center, in workout facilities, in the library, and in the classroom. Let us continue to care for each other. Keep doing what is right. When you keep taking the right steps, we continue to show the world that we are a small college in Rock Island, Illinois, with a huge heart. And we are Augie strong. Now let me introduce your Dean of Students, Dr. Wes Brooks.
Thank you, President Balls. Let me echo the President's words of encouragement. We know that the things that we've asked haven't been easy this fall semester, but by and large, our students have done it. Our faculty and staff have done it. You've made good decisions, you've taken the right actions, you've held yourself and one another accountable, you've reported violations so those things can be handled quickly. You've even been brave enough to call one another out in those moments where it's needed. Reminding your peers to mask up has been and continues to be incredibly important. Throughout the semester, we've asked you to stay as close to campus as possible, and we continue to make that request. Please stay on campus whenever possible. Students, you've kept your gatherings and parties small, and we need to continue to limit your groups to 10 people or fewer. And please continue to adhere to the residence hall visitor restrictions that have been in place all year. Again, nothing new, but please go only to restaurants where you can be seated outside. And please know that we continue to ask our students not to go to the district at this time. Also, continue to be mindful of the pods and clusters of people you are associating with. Keep those pods small. There's a big difference between a group of 4, unfortunately, having a close contact, and a group of 10 having that same close contact. This small cluster effort has been instrumental in mitigating community spread thus far at Augustana. And as the President mentioned, we must continue wearing our masks, keeping our physical distancing, and washing our hands. While compliance has been fantastic, it remains important to note that violations of gathering sizes, residence hall restrictions, and not adhering to other COVID policies will result in interim conduct measures being taken by the college. With many pieces of information to share today, I'm not going to go into a great detail about our COVID numbers, but I'd encourage you to visit the dashboard on the COVID webpage that can be found on the Augustana website, which is updated every Monday. But a few cumulative numbers to note that I'd like to share. Each of the last 4 weeks, we have seen a drop in the total number of positive cases through both our surveillance testing and self-reporting, dropping from 8 to 6 to 5 and 4 this last week. Those numbers include both student and employees. As reported in these briefings previously and on the dashboard, on September 28th, for example, we had 74 students in quarantine due to possible close contacts. That number dropped to 44 students in quarantine on October 5th and dropped again to 27 just this past Monday. As of today, we've made 531 contact tracing calls and have had a total of 26 positive student cases this fall. And we've also released 362 students from sequester or quarantine housing. Our contact tracing system and protocols continue to allow face-to-face, in-person academic and co-curricular experiences to continue. But as all of us know, our systems and protocols are only as effective as our collective effort to adhere to our approach. So please continue to keep up the great work. I'd like to take a few minutes to cover new information. New for this briefing, we want to take a moment to encourage every student and employee to consider getting a flu shot. You can get a flu shot at the new Augustana Convenient Care Clinic powered by Genesis on campus. Or students, you can get one on October 23rd. Employees on November 2nd. On both of those dates, we'll have flu shot clinics on campus. Of course, you can also get one from your own physician or through clinics here in the Quad Cities. It's really not where you get one that matters. What's most important is that you do get a flu shot this year. According to the CDC, getting a flu vaccine is more important than ever during the 2020-2021 year to protect yourself, your family, and your community from flu. A flu vaccine this season can also help reduce the burden on our healthcare systems responding to the COVID pandemic and save medical resources for the care of COVID-19 patients. I know there are also some questions about the end of this semester and especially moving out of the residence halls. I'd like to share a few important pieces of information on those topics as well. On leaving the residence halls at Thanksgiving, anyone planning to leave for Thanksgiving should check out no later than noon on Thursday, November 26th. Anyone planning to remain later than noon on the 26th of November should complete the winter break housing form that will be shared with residential students in the coming days. If you leave for Thanksgiving, you should not return to campus until the beginning of J-term if you are registered for a J-term class, or if not, you should return at the start of the spring semester. With health officials anticipating a surge in COVID cases in the coming months, it will be best for as many students as possible to finish the semester at their family home or Thanksgiving destination and not return to campus after an extended weekend and Thanksgiving travel. This is to help prevent the risk of students bringing the virus back to campus. And the completion of all classes during the fall semester following Thanksgiving are 100% fully remote, which allows students to complete their coursework without being on campus. So students who can return home on Wednesday before Thanksgiving and can stay home through the end of the semester, we're asking you to do so. On staying on campus through the end of the semester, those who need to be here until December 11th can stay. Those students are asked to stay on campus over the Thanksgiving holiday weekend and through December 12th. Dining services will be available for students with meal plans through that time. On staying on campus after the end of the semester and until J-term begins, we know that a small group of students will need to stay from December 12th through the start of J-term. And those students will absolutely have the opportunity to apply for housing for that time period. Please watch for the winter break request form and guidelines for staying during that time frame. The college plans to provide support to students wherever needed. So residential students, please watch for continued information. That winter break housing form will be available to you very soon. And finally, let me speak specifically to our student athletes and their parents. Based upon conversations among the Council of Presidents within the College Conference of Illinois and Wisconsin, the decision has been made that as of November 25th, all in-person athletic-related activities will cease through January 1st. A conference-wide decision has been made to allow athletic-related activities to resume on Saturday, January 2nd, if the overall public health status and the availability of rapid and affordable testing allows for a safe return to competition. At this point in time, Augustana College is working with our testing partner, Genesis Health, to determine a testing date in late December for those returning winter and spring teams. ADs, Zapolsky, and coaches will certainly be in communication with their student athletes regarding schedules and plans. At this time, we continue to work closely and partner with the CCIW and our conference partner institutions in making athletic-related decisions. And as more information and decisions about CCIW sports and Augustana-specific athletics are available, they certainly will be shared. So at this time, I'd like to turn things over to our provost, Dr. Wendy Hilton Morrow, so she can give you additional information about the academic calendar.
Thank you, Dr. Brooks. We made the decision to modify the academic calendar to ensure the health and safety of this campus community. You received many details earlier this week, and I'd like to share some of that again and to provide some additional details. The beginning of January term will be delayed by 1 week. J-term classes, therefore, will begin on Monday, January 11th, and will end on Tuesday, February 2nd. The start of the spring semester will also be delayed by 1 week, starting on February 10th. Students will be encouraged to stay on campus between the end of J-term and the start of spring semester. We plan for this to be a calm time and place when they can rest and prepare for the spring semester. At that same time, we will also plan that week to be a productive and enriching time for students, and we'll share more details about these programming opportunities soon. While students will not be mandated to stay on campus, they will be encouraged to do so, and there will be a specific protocol for those who leave and decide to leave and come back. Those details will be shared in early 2021 so we can align the needs of our community with the best COVID protocols at that time. Spring break will not be held this year. I assure you, those are not words I like to say. Of course, this is being done to mitigate the risk of spreading COVID-19. Rest assured that all of these changes preserve the same number of days and weeks of instruction and student learning. Our goal was to maintain the high-quality Augustana experiences that students and their families expect. We look forward to having many of our distance learners rejoin campus at the start of spring semester. Students who prefer to complete spring 2021 as distance learners will have that option. Watch for the application for distance learning, which will be available soon. Changes to the calendar will impact information previously shared with new first-year, transfer, and returning distance learners. So please see the details on our Augustana COVID-19 webpage. Those dates are all outlined for you there. This is certain to be a year that none of us will forget, and I will always remember the tremendous commitment of the faculty, the above and beyond support of so many staff and administrators, and the incredible students at Augustana College who have risen to the occasion and continue to make it more than we ever thought it could be every single day. Let me close with the same gratitude that President Balls extended at the beginning of this briefing. He and I both speak for so many when we thank you, students, for your wise choices, for your unending grace, and for the way you have chosen to handle this historic situation. Your decisions speak volumes about Augustana College and what we value here. Students who leave Augustana College ready to go out and to change the world for the better. Thank you.